Good morning, all of you. In today's session, we are going to start with the 10th class chemistry and physics, where Unit 4 is going to be discussed in Series 1, refraction of light at curved surfaces. Earlier, we completed Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and the detailed explanation part available on the channel called World of Competitive Chemistry. Now we entered into the chapter called Unit 4, refraction of light at the curved surfaces. So let us go with the discussion of the session. So first we have to introduce the concept called what is meant by refraction of light. Light having different properties. Light is coming from the universe. Whenever it is coming, it is exhibiting so many kind of properties. Some inherent properties will be there. So earlier we discussed about reflection of light. Now we entered into the concept called a refraction of light. What is meant by refraction? Can we find any applications of these refraction of light in our daily life? Refraction of light is nothing but when we observe different mediums, let us say air and water. Air is made up of completely mixture of gases and it is very thin and light in weight. When you observe the water, it is denser when compared to when compared to air. That's the reason why it will be the another medium where density will be more. When light passes from air to water, there is a certain change. So its speed will be changed as well as its angle of dispersion will be changed. So that change in the direction of light when it is passing from one medium to another medium. So change in its speed as well possible. That kind of phenomenon is known to be refraction of light. It's clearly observed by taking a glass of water and place a pencil in that. So when you place a pencil into that, initially it will be the straight one. Pencil is the straight one. When it is inserted, you can observe that it is in a curved nature. So it is bent like a object because of the phenomenon of light called refraction. When you took it up, can you find any bend in that? No, it is not possible. It is a straight one only, straight object only. But when it half dipped into the water, you can observe it as a curved one, and some bend you can observe in that. So that's the reason why refraction is the phenomenon of the light. When it is moving from one medium to another, let us say light medium to denser medium, speed as well as angle of direction will be changed, right? So when you observe another example, I'm taking a water. In that fish is there. One person is used to trap that fish by using the nest, right? So in that case, actually fish is available here, but he assumed that fish appears here. What could be the reason for that one? Because light, when he observed with his vision, actually he could see this fish, but it will be appeared in another place because of it. There's the process called a refraction, right? So this is another example which we can directly apply in our daily life. Our vision of eye is purely based on this, the process called a refraction of light only, right? Because of this refraction only, we are able to see the objects whichever present in our surroundings, right? So these are the daily life applications of the process called a refraction of light. Let us move on to another concept here, right? Have you ever touched the magnifying glass with your hand? Some of the questions are posted here. So magnifying glass, what is the reason? What is the application for this magnifying glass? Any tiny object is there. By using this magnifying glass, you can enlarge the size of that one. You can conveniently see those objects. Okay. So whatever objects which are not able to identify by using naked eye. So by using magnifying, that used to enlarge the size of actual image, actual object size. That is the magnifying glass. Can you hear or can you touch this kind of magnifying glass? And next is about spectacles. Some of the people, those who are suffering from the vision impairment, so in that case we need these spectacles. They are used to correct the vision impact. Any kind of change in the vision is there, that can be corrected by using these spectacles. There are so many type of defects that present in the vision of eye. So these lenses are used to correct that kind of any disturbance or any impact is there in that vision. right? So in both the cases, we are applying these lenses only. So the process called refraction can be applied here in order to identify, in order to find out the daily life applications, right? And the next is about, is it a planar or the curved surface? So when you observe this magnifying glass, its surface is bulged outside. It is not the plain surface, that is the bulged outside surface will be there. When you see the glasses, so spectacles, what happens? It's what shape depends upon our vision impact, our vision defect. Okay, so some cases we can use convex lenses, some other cases concave lenses are required. In that way, here this spectacle shape depends, that means whether it is curved or plane. So obviously it will be curved, but that is concave or convex. Concave is nothing but inner side curvature will be there, convex is nothing but outer side bulged surface will be there. So the kind of lens depends upon the type of vision defect we have, right? So obviously it will be curved one rather than plain surface in both the cases. In case of magnifying glass and also lens we are using for the vision defect. So in both the cases we can use the curved surfaces only. And the next question is this thicker at middle or at the edges? When you identify this magnifying glass, obviously inner part will be thicker when compared to the outer surfaces, outer surrounding regions, right? So the central part will be the thick region when compared to the surrounding regions. This is for magnifying glass. And second is about spectacles, lenses we are using for the vision defect. In that case, here 4 different categories are mainly found. In order to identify the thickness of the spectacles, 4 different categories are found. These are said to be index. Okay, 1.56 index, 1.61 index, 1.67 index, and 1.74 index will be there. So if the index is a parameter that used to measure the thickness of the spectacle we are using for the vision defect, right? So if the index is higher, that indicates it will be very thin in nature. So nobody preferred the thick glasses for vision defect, so that here index is a parameter that indicates the quality of the spectacle. So higher the index of that one, what happens? Very thin it will be. It is very convenient for convenient to wear it, right? So here these are the different kind of indexes which we are just discussed now. So 1.50 index, 1.56 index. When the index value is less, the thickness of that will be very high. So in this way, the type of spectacle we are using mainly depends upon the type of vision defect we have, right? So this is the right answer for the question what they asked. Is this thicker at the middle or at the edges? When you find these spectacles, in case of low, that means 1.50, 1.56 index, what happens? Middle region is thin and the surface regions are thick in nature, right? That is completely reversed to the magnifying glass. Okay, so but in case of higher index value, the thickness is very less, where you can find a very thin surface. In this case also, middle region is thin and the surrounding region will be very thick in nature, right? So both are converse to each other in case of thickness. So this is about the questions which are framed based on this. Let us find out what is the main difference between the process called reflection and refraction. The entire concepts of reflection were discussed in unit 1, and the refraction is the concept which are going to be discussed in unit 4, right? So let us compare these two. Both are the properties of light only. Then what is the major correlation or difference between these two? Let us discuss. So reflection is nothing but from the source. If light is started, that is called incidental light, which falls on any surface. Let us say it is a mirror, and it is bouncing with certain angle, and that light which is coming from this one will be the reflected ray. The light started from the source called incident ray, right? Light after bouncing from the mirror will be said to be reflected ray. So it will be the mirror image. It will be the mirror image. So when we see our face in the mirror, it will be reflected. Our image will be reflected. In the similar manner here also, light from the source when reflected on the mirror, when heated on the mirror, it will be bouncing and reflected in such a in certain angle. So in accordance with the reflection law, angle of incident light is exactly equals to angle of reflected light. So this is the phenomenon of reflection. Now we are going to discuss about what is meant by refraction. This is a light ray which is coming from the source, right? So this is a light coming from the source. So we are moving in the air, for example, we are moving in the air. So the angle which is moving is said to be angle of incident light, that is denoted with I, angle of incident light. Now, that light ray is allowed to move into water, for example. Let us take the thicker medium. So air is the lighter medium and water will be the thicker medium. So when this light is allowed to move through this thicker medium, what happens? It will bend. The light will bend and angle will be changed, speed also changed, right? So now again angle will be generated, that is denoted with R. So angle of refraction, R denotes what? Angle of refraction. So the light ray which is passing with the bent, that is denoted as a refracted ray. This is called refracted light. This is the main difference between the process called reflection and refraction. Reflection is nothing but when hitting on the surface of mirror, it is bouncing back and its a mirror image will be originated. So when incident light passing from one medium to another, so its angle and speed will be changed as well. That process is said to be a refraction, right? So now we are going to do an activity based on this refraction of light. How can we identify refraction? How can we find application in our daily life? So let us do the activity based on refraction of light on the curved surfaces. Okay, for that purpose, we are going to do one experiment. For that, so 4 centimeters of 4 centimeters of arrow is going to be drawn with a black sketch pen on the plain paper. Then we are going to place a transparent vessel. Let us say it is a glass. Empty water glass is taken, and so here this arrow is allowed to put behind that glass tumbler. And we are going to observe, because here glass tumbler working like a curved surface for us. Now we are going to apply the process called refraction. Then these are kept on the table. Ask your friend to bring that sheet of paper, arrow which are drawn and placed behind the vessel. Now looking on the other side, we placed arrow in the back side and we are seeing from any other side, opposite side with respect to arrow. So here, what kind of inferences we are going to draw? In order to do this activity, the things we need are, one is a plain paper, neither black sketch, empty water glass is required, that should be a cylindrical transparent one, and we are going to draw the 4 centimeters arrow on this paper, right? So here, what we will observe here. So when we do this inference, when we place this sheet of paper having this arrow, so behind this empty water glass, what we will observe, right? So that is where we can find, yes, that is observed like this. Okay, so here after doing this experiment, what can you find? What can you find? So here arrow is looking like this. If you put 2 arrows, it will be like this only. So let us compare the arrow of this line with respect to filled water glass. So filled water glass having arrow in the reverse direction and it will be the enlarged one. So in case of empty water bottle, this is the diminished one. The size is very small and the direction is very similar what we are drawing on the real page. If you are taking left to right hand side, image also represented in left to right hand side only, but the image size is very small in case of empty water glass. Okay, so what do you see? I saw the image of arrow that is very small, diminished one with the same direction. Okay, small sized arrow was observed. I'm going to compare that arrow with the another arrow. This second arrow, what we did here, half of the glass filled with water. So when half of the glass filled with water, that shape, that direction of arrow is entirely changed. So initially, actually it will be left to right, sorry, right to left. But when water kept in this, what happened? Left to right, the direction of arrow was changed, right? So, and when compared to this empty or hollow one, so the size of arrow is also enlarged, right? So that is the inference I drawn from this experiment. Then what could be the reason for this? Why do you see diminished image? What is the reason? Because the reason will be, so because of the process called a refraction. Whenever we are starting the light, I'm taking the torch. From the torch, light was incident, light was originated, that is traveling through the air. So, and when it entered into the water, what happens? Its angle will be changed, right? So its angle will be changed, and that uh, image appeared will be very smaller in size. The reason will be that explained very clearly by using this ray diagram. So let us say this is the object we are taking, right? Object we are taking glass of water from the above. Light ray is allowed to fall on that. Then a focal point. Here is the focal point, but the image formed beyond that focal point. Image formed. So this is actually for filled water glass. This will be explained purely for filled water glass. In case of this empty water glass, what happens? In case of empty water glass, what happens? So that image formed beyond the focal point. That's the reason why it will be very smaller in size. Beyond the focal point, that's the reason why image size is very smaller in size. And the process called refraction of light is carried so that it will be bent. So concised angle will be there. That's the reason why the size of image will be diminished. In case of the glass where we are having empty, means it is purely filled with air only, and so it is working like a lens. And when we place this arrow behind this, what happens? So refraction of light is possible and the size will be diminished. That is the main reason for this decrease in the size of that arrow, right? Now, is the image is real or virtual? So why the image, what is the type of image we are getting? So in order to get the real image and virtual image, what are the conditions actually required? When real image, if you want to get the real image, that real image will be imposed, will be generated when that image formed on the screen, on the direction of focal point, center of curvature. In this direction only, if you are getting image, that will be real. So if image formed beyond the mirror, so if the image formed beyond the mirror, away from the focal point, then it is appear to be a virtual one. So in case of this one, the image formed will be the virtual image. That is not the real image, because always image will be formed beyond the focal point. Hence, the here virtual image will be generated, right? So, can you draw the ray diagram showing this formed? So this is the ray diagram where the incidence of light will be there. Light is going to be incident on that, and the glass was placed which is empty. This is a focal point. Convergence of light is possible at this point, and behind this focal point, you are going to get the image of that one. This is the diagram called a ray diagram for this kind of arrow experiment, right? So now we are going to do the same experiment in a different manner. What we are going to do, we are taking a glass of water, and same pencil and paper was taken. So here 4 centimeters line was drawn on that, and we are going to observe what happens. So if it is placed behind this glass of water, so when it is placed behind the glass of water, the size of image will be enlarged, but it is appear to be reversed. If the arrow is moving left to right, so with the filled water, you will observe it will be inverted one. So in case of empty water bottle, the arrow direction will not be inverted. But in case of filled water bottle, water glass, here image will be inverted in nature. So that is purely explained. What is the reason for this one? Why the image is inverted? What do you see now? So what do you see now? We are able to see when arrow placed behind this water glass. So it is an enlarged one and it is inverted one. It is inverted one. Why it is inverted one? Let us find the exact reason. Just now we explained about the reason for that one. This is the exact reason. So this is purely because of refraction of light. What is meant by refraction of light? Because light bends when it is traveling from one material to another material, otherwise one medium to another medium. And arrow reverses itself when it is passing from what lighter medium to denser medium. So what happens, reverses itself. So in order to explain this one, so we are taking glass of water, and it is working like glass of water now working like a magnifying glass. Glass of water now working like a magnifying glass. When light goes through the magnifying glass, light bends towards the center. This is the main reason. So when light goes from magnifying glass, it will bend towards the center, and all light coming together called the focal point. So light originated from that point, now meet at the point called focal point. But when light meet at the focal point, you can observe the image of that one beyond the focal point. It's clearly mentioned in this diagram. This is the focal point. This is the object we are taking, but what we are taking here, image formed beyond this focal point. That's the reason why it will be inverted. So exactly at the focal point, that will be different. So we already saw what happens if we are changing the position of the object, what will be the change in the position of object image we are going to get. So here image generated beyond the focal point, that's the reason why it will be inverted in nature. It will be inverted in nature. And another explanation, continuation for this, because the light rays, so why it will be inverted, let us see. Light rays that were bent, so already they bent because of refraction process, and they are used to pass whatever right hand side light coming, that will be looking like a left hand side looking like a right hand side, because it will be completely inverted in nature. It is clearly explained in this ray diagram. So this is the object to be placed and a light ray allowed to fall on that, and the glass is working like a magnifying lens, and that light rays are used to meet at the point called focal point. That focal point used to create the image beyond the focal point, and that away from the focal point, that's the reason why it will be inverted, and you can say it is a virtual one. This is the data collected from Robolab Technologies, right? So in the more explanation is also given. When the arrow is moved to the particular distance beyond the glass, it looks like a inverted itself. Just now we discussed. And when light passes from one material to another, it will bend and refract. So bending of light is also called as refraction of light. In this experiment, what we did with the glass of water, light traveling from air to glass of water through the back of the glass. So when air to glass of water, what happens, that arrow is hitting on the surface of magnifying glass. Anytime that light passes from one medium to another, so that here refraction of light is possible. Because of that refraction, what happens, that used to converge at focal point and image generated beyond the focal point, and that will be inverted in nature. This is the activity what we did in this class. Hope this session will be helpful for your preparation. I think this topic is understandable. Thank you very much for your consistent and persistent listening. Thank you very much.